Did not think you'd accept this.
What's up, man?
What's up?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What is this live about?
Whatever your little wildest dreams.
I'm just scrolling, man. What are you up to?
I don't know. Just talk about the fate of the universe.
No way. Like good stuff. Good fate.
No. No. Who'd you vote for, dude?
I didn't vote, man. No.
Why?
Not 18.
You're not 18?
No, sir.
Bummer. We can't hang out, dude.
Who should I?
Yo,
What's up?
feel better today?
Yeah. What's your chest split look like?
I don't want to talk about that. We got too much other shit going on.
No, I don't think I want to talk to you about like anything other than lifting weights, because I don't think that like whatever. I'm gonna be honest. Whatever you have to say on anything else, like I don't really care about that. You know. But I do want to hear. I do want to hear. Yeah.
That's me.
Well,
I actually had a bit of a change of heart.
really?
I did.
Go on.
Well, I'm not gonna say change of heart, but I did find it very strange that there were planes flying over these people talking today. I thought that was pretty fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it felt intentional. And why would one do something like that?
Why would they release these files 12 hours before these women were about to talk on the steps of the Capitol today? Feels intentional.
It's very shady.
Why would the man implicated in some of these speeches today call it a hoax?
Yeah. Oh, and then that was another thing. Like to say that after they spoke, like okay, you've been saying that this whole time, but like after these ladies talked, like now you're still saying dumb shit. Like it's hard to ignore. It is. I have to be honest with you.
I don't want to push too hard here, kid. But things tend to work like this, though, and it did for me in certain things that I had like historically have been wrong about. There's not many. I'm usually right about everything, but there's a few things where I'm like I'm sure about this, and then I found one thing out, and I was like, wait a second, and then I found a couple other things out, and I was like, hang on a second, is all this bullshit? And then the facade fades real fast, and like if it's day one, I'm not gonna sit here and push you, dude. But I'll leave you with this. If this feels shady, if this feels fuzzy, what about the things he said about the woman that he is found liable for assaulting? If that feels fuzzy, why did he defame her and get found guilty of defamation? If that feels fuzzy, all I'm saying that is maybe just keep tugging on that string, because even just for his morality, give it a tug. Worst thing you can do is find out that I was wrong about something, but you can't. It's gonna be hard to ignore all the shit that piles up after a while.
Yeah, I definitely, for the first time in regards to like this Epstein shit, I feel like we're just getting started. Okay, I do feel like there's going to be some crazy shit to come out related to it. So I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm going to be honest with you.
Listen, I'll credit where credit's due. I think it takes a lot of courage to come up and tell 2,000 people that you're even whatever. Like I'm having a change of heart. Like I don't know that I have that fucking intestinal fortitude. I don't know that I would have done that. So that like it's worth acknowledging. It is. So I appreciate you coming up. I do.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you. Bye. I'll give it it's like another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Matt's gonna have a different profile picture. You know, we won't push it. He does sound like he could beat me in a push-up contest, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm smart. You know, I'm only gonna challenge you if I can hear you breathing, and also you call me like a fanboy or whatever. Matt called you a grifter at Parker Street today. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You should hear what everyone else is calling me. That's pretty low level. You know, you should see my DMs. You would blush. Not Matt Library. That Matt. That other Matt.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Great.
So, do you support Kamala Harris?
Recently?
Well, like, who are you debating here? Like, I'm confused. Like,
I don't think. Yeah, I guess I'm confused too, man.
so, like, why do you not like Trump?
Why do you like Trump?
I don't like his personality, but I think he's better for the world than like Kamala Harris is or Joe Biden is, but not better for the U.S. but for the world.
He's not better for the U.S.
No.
than Kamala Harris would be?
Yeah.
Can I ask you what your birthday is?
Yeah, sure. August 3rd, 2006.
Okay. I'll choose to believe you. So this is your first election that you voted for?
Yeah, correct.
And?
Oh, yeah, I voted for Trump.
Yeah, I got that. But like, so like, can you expand on this? What does that mean? Better for the world, but not better for the United States. What do you think?
So, well, first off, I think we can both agree that Biden did not exactly help the Russia-Ukraine war whatsoever. In fact, they like put like fuel to the fire. I mean, yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think you have a really good handle on that. So like, give me another thing. What else?
Well, first off, do you believe that we should have nuclear weapons?
Do I believe that we should?
Yeah.
No, but I also live in reality.
So what does that mean? You live in reality?
It means that we have to live with the sort of within the confines of what is, and so like we can't denuclearize because Russia won't denuclearize, and North Korea sure as shit won't denuclearize.
Okay. So why? Do you know why the Cold War ended?
You tell me why the Cold War ended. I'm an idiot.
Okay, sure. So basically, the Cold War ended because Russia stopped producing weapons, right? Because that's what the Cold War was all about.
Why did they stop?
Weapons.
Why?
Because they decided to go right wing instead of left wing.
Wrong.
Well, it is actually
What?
right, but
No,
okay.
no. The Soviet Union collapsed. Under what circumstances did the Russians agree to stop? You think that they just did that all by themselves?
Well,
What was the incentive? No. What was the incentive that they were given?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Oh, fuck, dude.
You tell me that. I don't know.
I know, but what? Why did you bring up the Cold War if you don't know how this happened? Why would you argue this if you were so unsure about what the fuck you're talking about?
Well, I mean, because you're trying to like make it look like Russia's the enemy, but Russia offered to
Russia
join
is
NATO.
the enemy. What?
But they offered to join NATO and they said no. So then why is NATO created? Like,
Are you? Where did you hear that?
hear what?
Where did you hear Russia tried to join NATO?
They declined Russia to join NATO. They said no. That's kind of suspicious. I'm just saying.
That's not real, man.
It is real.
No, it sure isn't. Do you want to Google that together? Do you want to do that? Do you want to Google that together?
Yes.
Okay. In 1954, hold on. Russia. The only time Russia has tried to join NATO was because they wanted to undermine the alliance.
Okay, so then they did try to join NATO, and you just said that never happened.
Well, not actually. That's like, okay. If you want to read between the lines, they were like, "Please let us into NATO. Surely we will." And then they said, "Nah, man, you look like you're going to fucking torpedo
Okay,
us."
so what would you think would happen if they joined?
Huh?
What would you think happened? What would you think would happen if they joined? If they said yes, you can join.
What kind of hypothetical? I don't know, man. I don't know. In fucking 1984, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened
Well, nothing. A lot of conflicts like this wouldn't be happening.
if they joined NATO?
Yep. Okay, so let's just move on to another topic that I just would want to take here with you. So, do you think it's okay for Israel and the United States to get involved with countries like Iran making nuclear weapons when they themselves have nuclear weapons?
I don't know. No,
So you don't think it's okay to go inside of Iran and do that, correct?
no, I don't. I think that like the arguments used to say that that's okay, which is the fact that Iran as a government entity funds directly terrorist organizations, like Iranian tax dollars funding state-sponsored terrorism, is a reason to deny Iran access to nuclear armament. Right. That said, Israel is doing that with our tax money, so like it's kind of a tough justification to make.
So you support Israel or you don't?
No.
Okay, that
Do you?
would be on. Of
Okay.
course not. That'd be supporting genocide. Which what I believe is that the deep state.
How did you say? Yeah, let's back up to the thing that we started talking about now, right?
Yeah.
You understand what's happening in Palestine with
Yeah, of
our
course.
aid, right? You voted for a guy that was going to be better for globally, not necessarily locally, despite not having fleshed that idea out totally. But how does voting for somebody who on his campaign made it clear that he was going to aid Israel in committing further genocide?
Okay,
why would you then co-sign?
Okay,
that?
well, first to clear it off, I didn't actually vote in the United States because I'm not from the United States, and I neither would ever vote for Trump or honestly anyone from the United States.
So
I
we're
think.
just sticking around up here. What are we doing?
Well, I feel like you wouldn't actually let me debate you if I said I wasn't from the United States because I feel like we both know.
We're not fucking debating.
Well, then what is
You
it?
don't have a good handle on anything. We're not. I'm just trying to fucking figure out why you're like this.
Well, what do you mean? You're
you from
contradicting
Canada?
yourself. Yes.
No. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Canadian politics.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Well, to be clear, I don't necessarily see that there's any good candidates right now in Canada, except maybe the Green Party. But yep.
Okay. Well,
All right.
this was a bummer, dude.
Yeah, you couldn't really provide a decent.
Yeah. Yeah, it was my fault. You're right. I couldn't hold myself. You're right, dude. What are you talking about, bud? What are we doing? What am I doing? What are we doing? Can we just get some more friendlies in here? I would like... Oh, here we go. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Just walking ahead.
Mac?
Hey, give me just about 20 seconds. I'm actually going to put up a collar. That's not working anybody in my house in just a second.
Yeah, I mean, on your own time. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm here now. How you doing?
What's up?
Sorry, I don't know how long it's going to take to get up here. So,
That's fine. Yeah, I get it.
yeah. Are you it doesn't tell me, there's no prompt on the screen. I'm assuming you're anti-Trump?
I'm anti-Trump.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, I'm
Are you anti-Trump?
well, I'm registered independent, so I
No.
recently I was more conservative though.
You broke up a little bit when you're saying you're registered independent, then what?
Oh, I did vote for Donald Trump in the last election.
Okay. How's that going?
I'm pretty happy with my decision. If I had to go back in time, I would still vote for Trump.
Yeah. Cool. Why?
Really like the grasp of reality he has, signing Executive Order 14168.
Elaborate. You gotta forgive me for not knowing every number off the top of my head.
Sure. Yeah. So the EO affirmed that there are two genders.
Oh, poor little buddy. Hold on. Okay. Can you just, speaking of having a firm grasp of reality, can you tell me materially how trans people existing affects your life? I'm just so curious.
I think it's a bad thing for society as it closes the door of reality and opens the door of delusion.
Yeah.
So if you can't, distinguish.
That's not what I asked you. How does it materially affect your life, Mac?
Well, again, if we can allow that to happen, if we can't distinguish the reality between male and female, how am I supposed to listen to? How am I supposed
You
to?
can though, right?
Absolutely, I can. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe for a third time, I'll just do another softball over the plate for you, Mac.
Sure.
How does a trans person existing as they want to in this country, how does that affect your life materially?
I don't think a singular trans person existing affects my life. No.
Attaboy. Now hang on. If you can acknowledge that truth, and if you can acknowledge that being true, and the number one thing that you wanted to come talk to me about is Donald Trump's erasure of trans people in this country, based on the idea that it doesn't effectively fucking matter in your life whatsoever, would you say that you've wasted your fucking time up here with me today?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, I wouldn't say that.
You walked all the way out to your car just to tell us all you're a fucking transphobe. Feels like a kind of a waste of time to me. You know? Kind of feels like a waste of time, Mac. Soft fucking triggered jerks. What was the reason you voted for Donald? Oh, I'm an independent, but I fucking hate marginalized communities. Oh, sick. Let's have a debate about that. That makes me mad. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. I don't fucking like you, dude. Oh. Well, actually, Executive Order 1431 says, yeah, fuck off, man. Let you back up? Sure. Hopefully you hadn't started your long walk to the car. From the car.
Here we are. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So now I have a question.
I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit. No, dude. No, man. The number one thing that you voted for this fucking guy, who is just wreaking havoc on our fucking democracy in front of our own eyes, was that is so sad and so small of you. It's so fucking embarrassing. How are you not ashamed? Look around. Thanks, Mike. I voted for Donald Trump because I hate people that have no effect on my life at all. I am so miserable that seeing other people happy makes me mad. I'm not running. I'm not running, dude. Brother, I could sit here and fucking dance intellectual circles around you, okay? I have no interest. I have no fucking desire to put your argument on the same level as like normal human beings. I think that I just don't we don't have the fucking time. There's some other shit happening. I don't know if you've looked around. Us debating whether or not trans people should be allowed to be fucking in our society. I fucking cannot stand you people. I cannot imagine making that my only fucking, how sad is your life that is the thing that you think about all the time? Read a book. Go outside. Get a fucking hobby. Do fucking anything. If you did anything that made your life good or interesting or worth living, you wouldn't be concerned about this. I fucking promise you. I know this is true. I know it's true because we went through this fucking thing. I must have been the first person to do this with you, Mac. I must have been the first person to do this because every time I asked you this question, how does this affect you? You gave me this debate brain fucking rotting answer. Oh, well, actually, it's an indictment on our society. Yeah, but how does it? No, but well, actually, if we can't just, yeah, but how does it affect you? Well, it doesn't. Yeah. There you go. There you fucking go. You got it, dude. You got it. Attaboy. Now shuffle off. And fucking think about it for 2 minutes. Thanks, Nat. Tyler, quit spamming that or I'm going to fucking mute you. Amos, you're up right after this. We can't wait. Hello, John.
Hey, man, I was really enjoying that last one. You destroying that transphobe guy.
No, appreciate you.
My neighbor has a trans kid, and we were just talking the other day, and he's thinking about moving out of the United States. I'm like, dude, he's like, I don't know, I've got to protect my kid. I was like, wow, things are really getting bad.
Yeah. And that's a good parent. That's crazy. It's crazy to have a parent who loves you so much that they would uproot your entire life, and then these knuckle-dragging mouth breathers are like, this is a bad parent. This person's a bad parent for letting their child live how they want to live. Isn't that crazy?
It's insane. And
just
that
the concept of that is so fucking nuts to me.
When he was talking, I could just tell that he was like that way, you know?
Yeah. He's never thought about it.
Yeah. But I made a comment on a video. It was about the grift of the tariffs, about the businesses that pay tariffs. That this Howard Nutlick guy, I call him Nutlick because
Nice.
But he has a company that his sons run, and they do this service for these businesses. They pay 20% of the tariffs for these businesses, and then if the tariff gets reversed, they get 100% of the refund of the tariff. So it's almost like an insurance scam type thing or like a loan.
Yeah.
And so I made a comment about it, and I said calling all aspiring Luigis, because they were saying, what can we do about this? Look, I said calling aspiring Luigis. I was half kidding, but I mean, come on.
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
So this Canadian guy comes in the comments and he says, yeah, that's the problem is you guys are all apathetic. You're waiting for someone else to do something for you. And I was like, wow. So I said, I think the problem is we have a corrupt DOJ, so there's no prosecution of this grifting, of this fraud, this conflict of interest crap. And he comes back with another comment about something, and I said, I just left it there because, well, I said, what would you do? And he came back and said, protest loud. I said, other than violence, short of violence, all we can do is protest and vote, basically. That's all we can do.
I don't know if I'm, remove Mac Richards. Guest violation warning, not you, John. John, I appreciate you. I'm just gonna have you come down for a second. Yeah, I agree. And from within the government. And additionally, the grift, like, that is crazy, by the way, that little piece of information, but also, like, these people have enriched themselves to the tune of $5 billion since the fucking start of this administration. With a B. personally. $5 billion. Through okay, and like that's Donald Jr. The fact that these people were crowing at all about Hunter Biden and enriching himself through the presidency, that's bad. Let's say all of that was true. That's bad. But then to turn around and pretend that what they are doing right now is like what Hunter Biden was doing is a fucking parking ticket compared to the corruption that these people are unleashing on our fucking country. It's nuts. It's nuts, dude. $5 billion projected. Who knows? Who fucking knows? They're not declaring anything. Anyway, sorry. Amos, you're up next, dude. You're up.
Hi.
Howdy.
So I had an interesting thing happen to me today, and it's a direct impact on what Trump's doing that's awful. So long story short, I'm a marketing consultant, and I'm part of a networking business group, so other professionals meet, and we gain referrals, etc. Well, I had a client in that group who's a plumber, and today, in my networking group, he decides to share with the group that he's part of, well, we knew that he was part of the Guard, but that he is now being recruited to be ICE. And then after the group, he tells me that he's going to cancel his services with me. I was like, that's a new one. How so you're joining ICE, and now you're canceling your marketing services for your plumbing company. Okay, this is a new experience and lesson that I need to learn.
Because of your involvement on the internet?
No, I don't think that it really had anything to do with personally me. But now I'm like, and I had this discussion with my dad because he was a longtime outside salesperson. But so as a business person, professional, do you make that decision morally not to do business with people? Or is that like a differences aside and I still do business with you? Because I'm like, you're going to be fucking ICE. Do I still want to do business with you?
Nope.
And that's what I thought. Okay.
Nope. Emphatically no.
Yeah.
Make a video of you cutting ties. He offered this out of thin air, which is like,
yes, like
plumbing's not doing good. I'm going to go join.
And he was like, so I'm going to be taking a break because I'm joining ICE. And I live in Wyoming, reddest state in the region. And these people are like, thank you for your service. And I'm over here like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
That's on a fucking call?
No, in person, in a networking meeting, like a business networking
Jesus
meeting.
Christ. Yeah, I would have.
We stand up to do a 60-second promo and to ask for referrals from other people. And he's like, so my plumbing business isn't going to be going this month because I'm joining ICE. The fuck?
Unreal. I guess he was a shit plumber. He's probably, the good news is he's going to be a shit ICE agent too.
Oh my God.
I think I saw some video today.
GT, this guy personally is a very, very soft-spoken man. And like, he's kind of built like you, like kind of short and stocky type guy. But I mean, kind of, but really, really soft-spoken. Like you have to really listen to him.
It's a little friendly fire here. A little friendly fire. It's fine.
I'm just saying it to give you a perspective. He's kind of, yeah.
Damn, dude. Well, the good news is I don't have to join
Not that you're going to be joining ICE, but
I have, my little man complex is compartmentalized enough that I don't have to take it out on people of color in this country.
Okay, so let me ask you, if you were part of the Guard and they said, hey, GT, come join ICE, what would you do? You would jump out?
He's part of the National Guard?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So like, if you're not, I don't know, if you're given orders, like, it's obviously no brainer for me, but like, it's crazy to hear that they're pulling National Guardsmen. Well, because like, they're sitting there finding any excuse under the sun to deploy the National Guard to our own cities. And so this makes sense because what, like, the ICE doesn't have to operate under the same fucking provisions or regulations that the National Guard does. So how do you get around that? Just give these people a different name. And so suddenly you have a much larger,
well, Wyoming's
workforce.
on that list of what, the 19 states or whatever? Wyoming's on that list.
Nuts.
So part of that.
That's crazy. I'm going to.
I know his identity, by the way.
I'm so curious if we can get this like vetted. Like I want to know where these orders are coming from so that I can make a video about this. Because if that's true, there's a lot of things.
It's
yeah.
The second largest city in Wyoming. That's where it's from.
But like, yeah, if there's a way that we can make it not, I'll look into it. I'll look into it. That's crazy. Yeah. Appreciate you. That's nuts.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Yikes, dude. That's fucking crazy. Because you can just do whatever you want then. They just find a way to like circumvent the fucking rules all the time. You guys want to hear from Liam? Liam's up next, dude. Right after this. You're up next, Liam. Oh, damn. Liam, you're up next, man.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
So this has nothing to do. I want to talk to you about the Epstein files and all that. And I'm sorry, I was kind of rude. Sometimes there's like a lot of women that I want to hear from you. But I had crazy realization probably like 2 months ago. And I think it had a lot to do with you. I was at the exact same age, like the Epstein files and all that, like 2005 and all that. And I remember being like 15 years old and like 20, 23-year-old dudes like were hit on me. And my whole point, and what I wanted to say was a big flex for me is I used to always tell like every boyfriend, I've been married for 13 years, where I used to always say, I'm like, dude, I was so lucky. I was so lucky that I'd never been molested. I'd never been raped. I've never been, I was a bartender. So yeah, there was a couple of questions.
Let's try and use some TikTok safe language going forward. You're fine.
Yeah. And I used to always say, I was like, man, I was like so lucky that, and it doesn't, you don't have to be conventionally attractive. I just happened to be conventionally attractive. And I remember at 18 years old, as a bartender, there was 45-year-old men that were like, yo, you look like Danny Jameson. And they treated you as such. But I used to always say, I was like, I was so lucky. And it was such a flex. And a lot of it was because of you in the past like year and a half, where how dare I said I was lucky. That should have been like a right for me, where, no one ever essayed me or anything. And I never really thought about it, but lucky what a horrible thing to say, but I was so lucky.
Yeah, I agree.
Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah, I think that like it does. The perspective shift is a hell of a drug, I think.
Yeah,
And
it broke my heart where I was just like, wow, like it wasn't. Good
I
lord.
get it.
Yeah.
And it's really scary to think that how many it's the numbers. First of all, the numbers that we know about are lower than reality, because a lot of women don't report, and it's horrific. And so I think you saying that, I don't know if anybody else is has that mentality or is going through that same sort of perspective shift, but hopefully you saying that will give some people some pause and some thought.
And another thing that I want to talk to you about is one of the things that I have a couple degrees. One of the other things that I want to talk to you about is when they talk about reports of SI and DV for TikTok reasons, when like Super Bowl Sunday and football's coming up again. Mm-hmm. And there is a lot of reports now that football's coming up, and there's a lot of reports of, like I said, DV and things like that. Has there been any like thoughts about that as far as like, I should think about this further than I should, but
Next time.
Yeah, okay.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming up. Chill chat. Same team. Chill. All right, let's go. Liam, you're right after this, Liam. I swear, you're right after. Hello.
I was like 2 seconds away from like
bailing. Yeah.
It's the one time of year that I go to sleep before 2 a.m. Hi. So I don't necessarily want to debate you. Also, to preface this, I see you're confident all the content all the time. Love it. Great job. Super confident and great communicator. But I want to be perfectly honest, to low key like rant for a second about something I experienced 2 days ago, or Labor Day. I unfortunately made the mistake of going on the apps, on the dating apps, and encountered a man that I gave an opportunity. I am a woman of color, right? And this man was.
Oh no. You cut out. I'm a woman of color is where you cut out. Start again. Wait. You're back.
I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm a woman of color. Exactly, right? You can hear me.
Damn, dude.
But no, so he was not. He was a gringo. So yeah. He's just
all right.
I'm not gonna ask you to speak for your species at the moment, but like anyway, to get a little background. I had gone on the apps. I don't know, maybe like end of June or something like that. We had talked a little bit back and forth. He had invited me to some stuff a couple of times because we were both musicians, and I never got around to it. I got really busy throughout the rest of the summer. And after a little while, like, you don't go into the app, like it stops kind of sending notifications or whatever. So I just didn't see that apparently he had not stopped messaging me, and he like kept hitting me with hey, what are you doing? What are you up to? Or whatever. So I finally went back and I saw it. I was like, oh shit, I have a really big I have a rule about ghosting. Like I think it's a terrible thing that people do one another. It really kind of ruined the dating chemistry that people have. It makes people internalize things about themselves. I think it's horrible, right? So here I am feeling uber shitty, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna do a coffee at the very least, right? I'm
low lift. Low lift.
Exactly. Like low commitment. It's chill. It's Labor Day. We have off anyway. It's super chill, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I fucked up. That was the first fuck up, right? Because like obligation is not a reason to do this.
Sure.
But you know what? I went ahead with it. And first off, I got there a little late. Unfortunately for me, I'm always late. But he was nice about it. Cool. The coffee place is closed for whatever reason. But that's cool. It's Labor Day, so good for them that they got off. But he walks around to like a Quick Mart around the corner or whatever, gets us coffee before I even get there. So this I perceive as nice, as chill, right? This is a chill thing. So we're talking for a little while.
Yeah.
We seem to be okay. I'm just like, not unimpressed, not impressed, right? So like we're chill, we're talking. I even clocked at one point, like he said something weird. I can't even remember what it was. But in the back of my head I go, oh, that's the reason why I'm not gonna talk to you after this. I'm like, no. I had to stop myself.
You were looking for a reason.
You can't operate like that in your life. So that's the second fuck up, right? Because I should have heard my soul speaking to me, right? And then, so from there, at some point I had to go to the bathroom and go into this office building that's right next to us. And I realized there's a sushi place in there. And I'm like, I haven't eaten today. Would you want to go? Let's just go get some food. We're finished with the coffee. We're still talking. And everything goes fine for the most part until we're talking. I tell him, like, we get to the point like, why are you want to ask that? I tell him like dating preferences, things like that. And then suddenly things start to get a little weird. I have a history of like not super supportive men in my life. So I'm casually dating at the moment. Sure. Not being monogamous. Just everything changed, immediately when he heard that I was not going to be his wife and in his backwoods house. I'm currently in the DMV area right now. So, and I'm originally from New York, and so this is already backwoods to me. No offense to anyone in the DMV area. It's cool. It is, but like, it's different. And homie was different. Anyway.
So you were like, I'm a normal person. I'm not committing right away to anybody. And he got dark.
It got dark. And me being a talkative, communicative person who I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of opinions, so I change the topic and I keep on moving, right? Eventually, somehow, I don't know how, we get to the topic about his family, and I find out that his father works for ICE. And I'm like, whoa. Damn. And being me, I apparently couldn't hold that in. And I was like, ooh, that sucks. And he was like, well, he's retired now. I was like, nice, got out right in time. Good for him. And it's just, he still has his very, like, I don't know, he has very blue eyes, very icy eyes. So I think, no offense to anyone blue eyes, it can be beautiful, but I think it just added to the kind of like, you are staring cold daggers into my soul type of thing right now. And he saw a shift. Maybe.
You both shifted.
We both shifted because now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, one, this is crazy. Two, you're obviously not lying. And three, exactly how much of myself do I want to be at this moment? Because up until this moment in this conversation, you can obviously see that I'm a talkative person. I talk fast. I have a lot of information to give, right? I have a.
You're a great orator. This is nothing.
Told.
Yeah. It's good story so far.
In person is even better. I'm magnetic, bro.
It's really your modesty that comes through, but it's also I'm similarly modest, and I get it. And I prefer a talkative person because I'm not. So like, yeah, I'm okay. Anyway, keep going. So you're in this moment. You're trying to decide how, like, Have you ever seen Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes too far?
Wait, no. Wait, what? Tell me.
I don't know that I have the pigment to tell you about this segment.
I might have to look it up later.
Dave Chappelle did a segment called "When Keeping It Real Goes Too Far," and basically it was just like, how do I fucking explain it? You have to go watch it, and it's basically this internal moment where you can let it go, or you can keep it real. And those are like cartoonish examples where like he gets in a fight in a bar and he gets thrown out and arrested, and then like, but like in this instance it would be like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about ice right now.
I restrained myself out of respect and tiny little ounce of fear. I'm not part of it at this point, but like you never know. Again, DMV area, there's a lot of people with guns down here. Okay, like a lot. So anyway, with PPUs, excuse me. Big brother's always listening. Anyway. So I try to navigate away from it, try to still be chill, remembering why I'm here and why it's gone this far. I'm trying to give a person a chance. Moreover, that like you can't always judge a person by those. I don't know his dad, I don't know his father. Apparently, his father was specifically he dealt with human trafficking cases, right? So he was one of the guys who like actually hunted down people who are the quote unquote criminals, right? He actually helped people escape when they were trafficked to the United States, which is, and I was like, that's commendable. That's an amazing thing, right? That is an amazing thing to have done. But he's like, so I can't understand why my sister would send him things these days. Like she'll send him videos and be like, well, this is the state of the world that we're in today, and that he sounded exactly like that. I'm like, well. The people that she's probably in those videos are not like the people that your father was hunting down. Like I think that's the difference that your sister's trying to make. I think it's also helpful that I might point out, though I have to acknowledge that you can't always assume things about people based on their level of education. But my understanding is that he did not finish college, and that his sisters plural have, and that his sisters are particularly liberal, and that he is not.
They got brainwashed by the liberal media.
That's what it sounds like to me. They went away and they got changed. They got replaced.
Damn, dude. Oh, God.
So we're having this conversation, and I'm trying to steer away, but now we're in it, which is it's all downhill from here. Snowball fucking running, right? And I am a practical idealist. I have a whole lot of opinions all the time, and I love to talk about what is right and what is moral. But I live in the reality of reality. So sure, not all those things are feasible. Fine.
You and me, we're on the same page. Keep going.
That's not gonna stop me from fucking talking about it at the end of the day, right?
Yep.
So we're talking about how like he said something about, and I held on to this phrase so hard. I don't know why I drove this shit home, but he said something about his sister talking about how America is like making it seem like America's built on a throne of lies, and I was like, ooh, that's a soundbite right there. That's a bar. Throne of lies.
Yeah.
Going. So I was like, well, I can understand why she might think that, and I can also understand why you might not think that, right? We just have different perspectives, and I don't know you. I don't know where you're from or your background. I also don't know who you know, right? I don't know what other experiences you're aware of in this country, but from my experience, as a child of immigrants, as a Black American in this country, I can acknowledge and realize that this entire country was founded on the extermination of one people, the subjugation and exploitation of another people, throne of lies, that its prison population exploded almost right after the abolition of slavery. That 13th Amendment, so helpful.
So crazy.
So coincidental. Yeah. And you can only enslave people if there's a crime, throne of lies, that we continue to go around the world and meddle in other people's countries, my parents having come from a country where there was an attempted coup once upon a time due to U.S. meddling. And you know what? We're still fucking here because we didn't know about it until the last couple decades. So you know what? Throne of lies. Homie, throne of fucking lies. It's guilty.
That's what I mean by that. Yeah.
And I'm saying all this with a smile because like I just know it's reality. I'm not trying to be Joe to head. I may have clubbed him a little bit, but I wasn't trying to.
You can only club so hard over sushi.
And that I could feel in the back of my skull the stare that he was giving me, like straight, like the eyes that were daggers. And like listen, okay, maybe I went a little bit far. Maybe there was a lot to take in. Again, I speak really fast. I get it. Some people down here they speak a little bit slower. They take their time, they breathe before they respond. Forget it. I didn't do that.
It's not us.
I didn't do that. So he's like, well, and this is what got me. This is why I've been spinning low-key for the past 2 days, because like the revolutionary part of me, the Killmonger in me, should have thrown over the table in that very moment. But the sensible wanting to get home today girl had to put some brakes on it, because he like, why don't you leave me? He essentially asked me, if you hate this country so much, why are you here? Why are you here then? And I'm like, well, one, I was brought here against my will. My mom and dad immigrated here before I was born. So, like, I was born here. This is my country. Not by choice, technically. With that said, it's not a matter of I should have to leave just because I have different opinions than you. The fact that I have different opinions than you is the beauty of this country. And the fact that I have different opinions than you is what makes this country great and what will improve our progress going forward. So, granted, while part of my agenda is to move the fuck out of this country at some point, just because, like, world traveler and shit, girls got to get her stamps on her passport every once in a while. But at the end of the day, I shouldn't have to fucking leave just because I don't agree with you.
Someone just said you can't hate. Kikak, what did you say? I was bars. Hang on. What did he say? You can't hate something. You can't be disappointed in something that you hate. I think that's what it was.
It was bars. I'm seeing people in the comments talking about I am yapping. I'm sorry, certified yapper.
Let this woman yap.
And I will wrap it up. I promise.
First, no. Let these people bully you. No, we're having a great time. Secondarily, well, okay, my turn. First of all, on this application, you have to say if you smell like a Republican, I'm not fucking interested. Don't just weed out this like okay. Prior to this hellscape, 2016 and forward, I feel like I've gone on plenty of dates. But before I met the love of my life, who I'm currently in a relationship with for the last 7 years. But spent so many. Everybody's gone on dates, and you're just like, what am I doing? And then 3 hours go by, and you're like, what am I still doing? And like, at a certain point, I figured out that stop wasting time getting to the shit that you're not going to that you're going to disagree on. Ask big questions when you order your drinks. What do you feel? How do you feel about God? Where do we go when we die? How do you feel about the Republican National Convention? Like, go and a way to get even past that is in your bio. Just be like, if you own a red hat, don't bother, kind of thing. And that way, you don't spend fucking $60 on sushi with a guy who will all lives matter you, and then you're just wasting your fucking time.
Well, okay, so I guess maybe a little bit.
Someone said they can't read, so it won't matter. That's very funny.
Damn. I mean, it is a picture-based system these days. Well, one, the sushi was super cheap. One upside of the DMV. Two, I am 100% split that fucking bill with homie after that because like I'm not only owing you anything at the end of this. Third,
that also probably that emasculated him a little bit too.
So pissed, I could see.
Yeah, it's so crazy when they do that.
Oh, Hi.
What happened?
What? Hi. Hold on. My music just showed up.
all right.
In the middle of the night. Hi, Juice.
Curveball.
Bye.
That she sounded very cute.
Okay. She was super cute, but she never speaks to me like whatever we're doing.
That sounded adorable. Thanks, Columbia. Whoa.
Maybe I was a little loud. I don't know. That's a good one.
It was, I think, an animated story. It was weird. She come to tell you like, hey, shut up, man.
No, she was roaming the halls to go to my sister's room, which she does almost every night, and she probably heard me talking. So she comes in here sometimes when I'm awake at ungodly hours. She's super small and super cute, and I love her.
That sounds cute.
Yeah. The last thing I was saying was that, like, one, about the story, they brought the check. He, like, sleight of hand super fucking fast, man. Like, grabbed it, card, gone. Like, before I could even, I have like a little satchel thing that's attached to me, like a nice scabbard. Like, it goes over one shoulder and underneath my other arm.
Very descriptive.
It's leather. I love it. It's so great. Women, if you don't like purses, I implore you to just get like a small leather fanny pack and strap it this way. But
just go to a medieval fair and get yourself a nice.
Yeah, Nikki, it is a satchel. It is 100% satchel. But that's to say that it was super easy. Like, it's super close. It doesn't take me. I don't have to dig through much. It's small. It's under my arm, right? And before I could even reach into said satchel, he had given it to the lady, and it was done. And I was like, oh, I can Venmo you for that. I just like, and I could see it in his face. And I split it with him. He had this big dinner. I had 2 little rolls. I probably paid more at the end of it because I split it right down the middle. And I was like, I'm not doing math, but you don't need math. You probably could, right? So like, I'm just writing it out at that point. But to your previous statement about putting the thing on the profile just to kind of eliminate people off the web, I've never been like super big on that because, one, I have no problem talking to people with other political views. I think if you are able to, I can understand how you get somewhere logically and walk back from that point with you. I think different perspectives bring different things. There's a world that we live in now where politics are not directly correlated with the stances that people are taking, right? So we're not just talking about fiscal responsibility anymore, right? We're talking about people's rights to live. And that's it's really 2 different things.
It's not the same thing anymore.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like the stuff that you're willing to co-sign, I'm probably not going to find palatable to spend time, let alone open up to you as a partner. So
yes, very true. That too.
Yeah.
But there was once upon a time where you have a conversation with a Republican and it wasn't like, oh, well, it was and whatnot.
Yeah, sure.
We're like in the deep backwards, right?
Unfortunately, it was just
trying to be upfront, and
it was just quieter. It was just quieter, which is unfortunate. Now it's just like, now they'll just say.
Someone the other day, I was like, I'll take overt any day. Do not take me with that covert shit. I would take overt racism of the South any day.
You know what's crazy? That's like the 3rd or 4th time I've heard that. I've heard that on this live, and like, I don't know that I can. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but that's also not my lane. You know, I get it a little bit as a Jew, but like, I can't tell if someone is going to call me a slur to my face. I guess if it's going to happen, I guess I'd rather know where you stand, but I hate it either way. Like, fucking sucks.
I'm not going to like it either way, but then you don't have to be in the same room. If I know you don't like me, I don't even have to spend time anywhere near you. I don't got to patch my pictures and businesses. I don't got to talk to you or yours, right? You stay over there, I'll be over here. But then you're going to talk slick behind my back and smile in my face. You're going to take my money in your stores, but you're not going to want me around your kids. Like, that's something different. That's unacceptable, in my opinion.
Agree. You're going to be great, dude. That was just a hiccup. This is just a hiccup, man.
Oh, the last part. I will cease the yapping. The last part that really sent me, I did not know how to end this. Like, we walked out, and I'm like, I'm not going to shake your hand. That's fucking weird. I'm definitely not hugging you because I don't owe you physical contact. So like, I was just like, we were talking about some random shit, just like trying to let it wind down. Oh, that Maryland drivers are crazy because they are crazy. If there are any Maryland drivers in the chat, so sorry, bonkers. But he mentioned something. Oh, it's like roadkill. I've never seen a place with so much roadkill. It's crazy. And I think roadkill is super sad. I think it's such a waste. Because personally, I think it is just a waste. It's kind of like a waste of human life. And I think it's indicative of how we don't really pay as much attention to that we're okay with just deer on the side of the road. Yeah. But because I was so awkward and because I was just like so spun at this point, I followed up. I think it's such a waste. And he was like, yeah, because it's good eating. And
yeah, what the fuck do you say that? Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. Please don't text me.
But and then I get into the car, wind up to leave, and my phone, like, I hadn't texted anyone the whole time, so my phone was still open to the app when I was putting my GPS on, and I see click. He unmatched me after all that.
The trash took its
has me spun most of it.
No, dude. That is the funniest thing. Wait a second. Yeah, I get it. That hurts too. Yeah, I would be on the same page.
God given day off work to come and get this fucking coffee.
That's so funny. That is a uniquely stupid thing to be upset about. And I totally get it. I'm totally on the same page. I would be pissed.
And I know that it's like a lesson or whatever, that one, I should have trusted my instincts in the first place. It's not good to act out of obligation and all those other lessons. Fine. But what has me most fun is that, like, I wasted my fucking time only to be confronted with a gringo.
Alternatively, you wasted that time. But look at the fucking story we had tonight.
Sure, a time was had.
Silver lining, and you're gonna go in next time. Okay, I'll give you an abridged version of my worst date. The first one I ever went on, first Tinder date. I showed up. Her name was Sam. My name is Sam. Cute, right?
Yeah,
cute. We went to a bar. Yeah, I ordered a beer. She had whatever the fuck, and we started talking. And like, she was like, so Rosenholz is my last name. She goes, so you're a Jew? And I said, huh? And she goes, that's okay. I'm like, all right, well, thank you. You know, I'm just sitting here. Like, and she was like, so how often do you go to temple? And I was like, I'm not. I don't really believe in that. She goes, oh, well, you know, for holidays now. I was like, no, not. She was like, oh, well, don't tell me that you're one of the A words. I was like, asshole. She goes, you're not an atheist, are you? I said, yeah. She was like, you don't believe in anything? I said, well, I believe in a lot of things. You know, science, love, compassion, it's all that, you know, and just, she was like, well, I hope that comforts you when you're burning in hell.
Holy wow.
4 minutes into the date. Okay, wait, no, wait. That date lasted 2.5 hours. Because I didn't know how. I was just like, oh, so you got any siblings? Yeah. And we had another drink. And then we went to a second location. And so my lesson from that, and like subsequent awful dates, is sometimes you can just go, you know, I don't think that we're for each other. I think we're on different paths. And you can get up and fucking dip. And that is, from now on, or alternatively, you can lean in and be like, Where do you go when you die? You think? Do you have any evidence? Or just like make it a day. Have a day out of it. You can go either way and just like lean in super hard and have a TikTok debate over a beer, or you could just be like, I'm fine actually, thanks.
What's important is that one has to make a choice. Either leave out, so let's normalize leaving dates in the middle of that motherfucker if you want to leave.
Yeah.
Or two, lean in and ask some real goddamn questions. Because if that had been the normal me and not just been like, oh, I don't know how to react. I don't want to do that. I would lit this motherfucker up.
Light them up, dude. That's how, now we know. Now those are the two options. Hell yeah. Seth, this was a pleasure. It was great to meet you.
Same here. Have a good one, man.
See you. Bye. What a gem. What a time. Look at us. Yeah, fucking. Why? If you don't like it, leave. Golly, if I was dating, first of all, ladies, this is bad advice because I don't want to put you in danger. But like, if I was looking to take advantage of like weak-willed, sort of dumber than usual men, put conservative in the bio and just rack up some free dinners. If you're like concerned, I would say like dinner only. I'm a traditional lady. I love traditional values, and I like to be wined and dined. And then it's like, Capital Grill. Going out once a week at esteemed $200 plate. I'm talking lobster. Yeah, it's not worth it. I get it. I understand that. This is just jokes, but also it's their fault. So anyway, I don't think that we're really a good match. I'd rather starve. Heard. All right. Fair enough. Dudes, find conservative men to take advantage of. Conservative. This is bad advice. Don't do this. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just losing my mind. Never take my dating advice. You should debate a communist. I'll let you know when I find one who isn't a fucking weirdo. Liam left. That's too bad. Ow, God. Oh, my fucking knees. I'm so old.
What's up, man?
Hi.
I'm gonna save you from going to hell, bro.
I doubt it.
How you doing?
Great.
Good. Hey, I want to ask you what you thought about the two-state solution. You think that's a viable thing to do, or
No, I don't know.
you don't know?
Why?
I'm just curious.
No. I think.
Go ahead.
No, I think it's probably better that they have like a democracy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a solution out of what's going on?
Sure. Massive audit of what has been taken from the Palestinians and reparations and restitution and a meaningful attempt to move forward in under a democracy for everybody.
So you would like to see Netanyahu be replaced with somebody?
Put in prison. Yeah, probably.
Okay, be replaced with somebody else. And
that's the euphemism that we want to do. Yeah.
See, here's the thing, though, man. Like, and I I'm not. Let me say it like this: I support Israel.
Why?
One, because the Bible says so, but two, I don't necessarily. Hold on a second. I don't necessarily support the government, but I support the people. You know what I mean? And
no, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
What I mean is, you are a citizen of America. You don't agree with Trump. Mm-hmm. So that'd be like if I was let's just say I was from Australia or somewhere like that. Just an outside country, pick anywhere. Mm-hmm. And if I had a dislike or a hate towards you because I was blaming you as a whole for what Trump or whoever else,
sure,
the country, that wouldn't be the right thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So with that said, I support the people in a whole, but I don't necessarily support what the government's doing.
Do you support the people that are sort of cheering this on?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I think that there's so much.
It'd be pretty tough of you to take that stance and also do that. So yeah.
Well, I think that there's so much, hostility towards each other with, the Palestinians and the Jewish people. This goes all the way back to the Bible, man.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
With Isaac and Ishmael. You know that story?
Two real people.
Two real people, bro.
How old was Isaac when he died?
I don't remember, man.
You don't know?
I don't know. Tell me.
Take a guess.
Isaac?
Yeah.
Probably 400.
Yeah. He's a real person.
Was that right?
900. He's 900.
Yeah.
He's a real person, though.
Hey, you know what? I can't tell you why people lived longer back then. I'm sure it has something to do with the decay of.
No, I can tell you why. I have a thought. It didn't happen. Yeah, that's a really good reason. They didn't live that long. They're humans. In fact, they didn't live as long as us. It's nuts.
Well, you're trying to believe what you want to believe, man. It's all right.
Yeah, but all right, well.
What? There's no way I can convince you, bro. I mean, I've seen crazy things, man. I've seen people. Okay, so I've seen God move miraculously. I've been to other countries. I've been to Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, countries in South America. I've seen people get out of wheelchairs. I've seen deaf ears open. I've seen blind eyes open. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff that God has done. So there's proof of this stuff.
Here's the thing. I think crucially, here's the thing. I don't want to shake anybody's faith. I don't care. We are put, in my estimation, we are put on this planet completely by accident for a frightening blip of an existence during which we have to figure out what this all means and how to make our mark on this, and also try not to hurt as many people as we can, and also help as many people as we can. And for some people, that is too much to bear alone, and they find solace and meaning in religion. And I don't. If that is the answer, sick. I don't care. Absolutely do that. There is nothing about that. Crucially though, the minute that you try and make me go to your thing, that's the only time that I have a problem. And the insistence that yours is right and everybody else's is wrong makes me mad, because you don't know any more than they do whether theirs is right. You believe what you want to believe, and let it fulfill you and let it raise you up over there. That's all.
Thank you. I do have experience in other religions, though. I have tried other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what Kundalini yoga is? You hear that? Kundalini yoga is we have a yogi instructor, and you do a lot of, it's yoga, but it's a little bit it's a different form of it. And you do a lot of like chants and different stretches, and there's supposed to be like a spirit that's coiled around your spine. It's called the Kundalini. It's totally real, dude. Check it out, dude. If you Google it, there's like a lot of people that practice it.
Wait, that's real? Oh no, okay. I believe that it's real, but that's not like Kundalini isn't real.
What do you mean?
Like there isn't a spirit wrapped around your spine.
Say it again.
There isn't a spirit wrapped around your spine.
But I'm saying Kundalini yoga though.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah, so I've done like Buddhism, I've done all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a long testimony, bro. I mean, you know, to tell you how I got to Jesus. Been through a lot of stuff, been through crazy stuff. Go for it. What's up?
No, I mean, again, that's great. I think that like part of preaching the gospel, is sort of inseparable part of preaching the gospel is the necessary condemnation of other people's systems of faith, and I don't like that, right? And I don't think that like that is necessary for you to pull meaning from yours, and fundamentally, people can't do one without doing the other, and it's tough. It's a tough sort of like oopsie-daisy about the function of religion. So like necessarily for yours to be true, Islam has to be false, and everybody preaching Islam must be sort of like heretics and idolaters, and they are being led astray. And for yours to be true, and like that part of this is never going to make sense to you, to me, to anyone. You can't explain that part of it. And like again, I don't care. You know, go nuts, but like don't try and shake other people's faith in order for your.
I was just teasing you, man, when I said I'm saving you from going to hell. I was just playing with you, man.
But you would if you could.
I would if I could.
So you weren't teasing. That's for real.
Well, I was teasing you. I was just having a little fun. But of course, dude, if you were like open to it, like heck yeah, man, let's get him in, dude. Get him into heaven. It's not even just about getting to heaven. It's about changing your whole life, right? Mm-hmm. You know? But I want to say that where I would differ from a lot of other Christians, just fundamentally, I got a friend who's struggling with using different kind of substances and stuff like that, and he is under the impression that he's gender fluid at any given moment. And so, knowing him for years, I treat him with the love and respect and honor. Do I agree with his choice of lifestyle, especially because he goes out and uses and does all kinds of crazy stuff for his fix? But the point is, I love people where they're at, right? So there's people that are on the street saying like, repent and go to hell, blah, 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 blah. Like that doesn't work, dude. At least not for most people, in my personal experience. So I try to be like fair and loving towards whoever you are, whether LGBTQ, whether you're...
Is your stance on this person's lived experience based in your religion?
How so? Like, what do you mean?
You're like it's very hard that people struggle with addiction, and I don't wish that on anyone. And I think that like we fail miserably as a country to address this sort of underlying causes of this. And not only do we fail to address the underlying causes, but we exacerbate the causes by not treating it as a moral failing and not as a biological imperative for people to become addicted to things. And not only that, we sort of like we make it easier. We make it easy to fall through the cracks in our society. And I think that it is a huge moral failing to watch people suffer with addiction when we can treat it. That part of your relationship with your friend here, right aside. Their use of substances aside, they're expressing to you that they don't sometimes identify one or the other, right? Meaning they're gender fluid. Is your aversion to hearing them tell you that based somewhere in your faith?
Well, yeah. I mean, the Bible, is pretty clear, But
I
will love him as my brother.
I will go to church on Sunday if you tell me what fucking verse it says where people can't be gender fluid in the Bible.
It says homosexuality.
I'm going to church on Sunday. Tell me where it says that this person.
It doesn't say specifically gender fluid, but if you.
So what is your opposition to your friend whom you claim you love?
It's deception. He's being deceived.
By who?
By the enemy.
Which is?
Whatever unclean spirit happens to be in operation in that.
You just say the words that you want to say.
What do you mean?
Who's he being deceived by?
The enemy, dude.
Other non-binary people?
No, unclean spirits.
The devil. Deceived
by demonic forces.
The devil is doing this to your friend.
Well, the devil has spirits under him. 1/3 of the fallen angels fell, right? So.
No, not right. That's just a thing you believe. Right? I could also say things too, but like.
Come on, man. If I was to say that I was a dolphin, dude, would you think
I don't like
me?
I don't. Okay, so you equating your friend trying to express themselves to you with them pretending that they're an animal, and then you saying that you're doing this because you love them is a psychotically antithetical statement.
No.
Yeah.
Because
you don't love this person. You hate this person. No. You're terrified of this person.
This is how you try to rage bait, dude.
I'm not trying to rage bait. I think that there's contempt. There's contempt for your friend that you are suppressing because you are fearful of this person for some reason. And it's because of this story that you're telling yourself or that has been told to you that like continue for the same reason. Listen to me when I say this because I'm about to fucking cook here. For the same reasons that we don't identify and help people who have addiction, and in this country, how we don't address addiction for the root causes of like biological disease, are the same reasons people who are born how they are maligned and pushed to the side of our society by people like you. Have a hard time and are forced to find solace in substances. People like you drive people just trying to exist into addiction in many ways.
20 years ago, it was known as a mental illness.
40 years ago, we used to put leeches on. We used to put leeches on people. We used to burn women at the stake. Your religion did that, remember? Not so fucking funny, but that's true. We used to do a lot of things. It doesn't fucking mean anything. Our morality and progression as a society is a flag on a hill. We should be proud about that. You are desperate to go back to fucking to whatever. You think that women shouldn't show their ankles?
No, I'm not.
That's in the book.
Some of it's Old Testament, bro.
Oh, so we just pick and choose what we want. What I'm saying is your religion's great for you. Your religion's great for you, but it hurts other people who don't believe in it.
I'm not hurting them.
You are hurting him.
I'm not hurting him whatsoever, man.
You've never asked him. I bet you if you gave him this love the sinner, hate the sin bullshit, in reality,
that's good, dude.
That's not.
Love the sinner, hate the sin. How is that not good?
Because what if he's not sinning? You
Well,
hate.
you
Wait.
don't know
What
the
if
rest
he's-
of the, you don't.
Oh no! What if he's not sinning? What does that mean? What does this interaction mean?
That means
to you?
he's confused.
It means that you hate parts of him.
That means I hate the spirit behind it.
No, you hate parts of your friend.
No,
What
I
if-
hate him.
Yeah,
I
you do.
can disagree with somebody and not hate them.
No, you said it's in the fucking phrase, man. Hate the sin. It's not the
Hate the
sin.
sin.
You're hating the. But you're not separating this.
I am.
According to your religion, he's sinning. According to the laws of nature, he's not.
We're
Which
all
means,
sinning.
no, we are not sinning.
Yes, we
you
are.
are presupposing. You are presupposing a fucking God that doesn't exist. You're not sinning.
I've sinned 20 times on this live already, dude.
Nope, I'm not, because I can't sin. I can't sin if there's no God.
But there is. What happened that made you believe there was no God?
You don't believe there's a God.
I do believe there's a God. I want to know why you don't believe that there's a God.
Can somebody record this?
Don't record it, people.
Here's why. According to Muslim religion, you are going to hell. You are going to wait. Yeah, hang on. According to Islam, you not accepting Allah into your heart as the one and true answer, you are destined for hell. You are going to burn for eternity. Wait, your children, should you have them, are have no hope of reaching paradise because you are going to lead them astray because of where you're born, because of how you have been led astray. You are going to burn for eternity because you have not accepted Allah into your heart, according to their religion. Now wait, think for a second. Right now, do you feel panicked? Do you feel like you are being that you are in danger of being doomed for all eternity?
No, sir.
Why is that?
Because I got Jesus. I know where I'm going, man.
That the lack of fear, the lack of any sort of emotional manipulation that you feel about not accepting Allah is exactly how I feel about your religion, because I am not indoctrinated by your religion either.
Well, I already know that. Well, of course you're not.
But that's why I don't believe in God, because I am not accepting 99 other gods and also yours. You just believe in one more than me.
I've got one God, dude.
Why are you asking me a question and not listen?
I
That's why I don't believe in this. As a Jew, that's why I don't believe in this. At some point, none of it started making sense, or everything stopped making sense, and then turns out all of them stopped making sense.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for being vulnerable, man.
It's not vulnerable.
Why did you want this recorded? I'm just curious.
I just knew I was gonna just saute for a minute. I was gonna sit at the stove and cook for a
Oh,
little
you think
bit.
you're cooking me, dude?
It's not you. I'm not cooking you. I'm just cooking in general. I think that is a really good. Like, people ask all the time, why are you an atheist? That's why. If you think about other religions for 2 seconds and how little effect they have on your life, you can understand how atheists feel about your religion or every religion.
What if you're wrong, bro?
What if you're wrong about?
Well, if I'm wrong, then I just die. But I'd rather.
No. What if you're wrong about Islam?
Well, Islam came out 2,000 years afterwards, and
No, it
actually they believe.
No, it didn't.
Oh, sorry, 400 years. I apologize.
What about Judaism?
Judaism, I don't know how long before.
Before Christianity?
I don't know.
Before Christianity?
A long time.
So what if you're wrong about that? What if you're wrong about Islam?
Because Islam came like 400 years or whatever it is.
Just
after.
understand.
And they
Understand.
believe that the Old Testament is actually a holy book. They won't tell you that, will they?
Understand that how you don't feel moral panic about what if you're wrong. The same question you asked me just now. I asked you. You don't give a fuck, right?
I care
That's
about
exactly. No. You said what if you're wrong, and I'm saying what if you're wrong. You don't care if you're wrong, right? You're so sure about your religion that you don't give a shit. When you ask me what if I'm wrong, I don't give a shit. If I'm wrong and I'm standing in front of the pearly gates and this fucking guy is judging me, I'm gonna have a few things to say to him about cancer in children and genocide. I'm gonna ask him some tough questions.
Sin into the world, bro. That's how all that stuff happens, dude.
Yeah.
Sin, decay, hurt, blah blah blah, so on and so on.
Yeah, your God just lets it happen.
Well, we shouldn't have fallen, but there's a redeemer, Jesus Christ.
All right. Again, I don't care. Like,
You're-
whatever helps you. My thing is just leave it over there.
You're a good guy, man.
Thanks.
I actually watch you all the time, so
Appreciate it.
yeah. God bless you, man.
You too. I lifted all that off of fucking Dawkins, so don't credit me. It was actually, I think it's Ron Reagan who said that. I think it's really powerful. It's just like, you know how you don't care? You know when somebody asks you, like, what if you're wrong? And like, what if you're wrong about this other one? And how you have not a single bead of sweat forms on your brow because it couldn't matter any less. That's how I feel. Just know that's how I feel. You know that you're not Sam Harris. Sorry. They all look the same. They all look the same. It's a great point. I saw his following list. We did that already. Who cares, dude? It's fine. We're all sinners. You should be a good person regardless of religion. Wouldn't that be nice, dude? Wouldn't that just be so fun if we could just do that? Anywho.
Hello?
I don't know if I can deal with this fucking
I sent you a
avoid
message.
shit.
I sent you a message. It's not my fault you didn't read it. I sent you
This
a
woman,
message.
I read your message.
And I said in the
don't try.
Discord that I was delayed and I
This
had
woman-
one more night.
This woman has said goodbye to us for an undisclosed reason,
I'm just not
and
gonna-
an undisclosed
I'm
amount of
just
time. 3 nights in a row. I'm going. You're never going to see me. Okay, one more night.
Well,
Don't
I
get me
can't
wrong.
control that.
Don't get me wrong. A pleasure. A pleasure as always.
I can't help that, okay? It just happens.
Great. One more night with
It
you.
just be like that.
It do be like that sometimes.
I can't do anything about it.
I had a thought about bringing you up with
For some
with our
Bible
boy.
talk?
Yeah, but I think.
Can I, you want me to hit some points on that for you?
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
I at least want to point out that when Christians talk about love the sinner, hate the sin, that is not in the Bible. That was never spoken by Jesus. It was never written in the Bible. That is from St. Augustine in the 4th century. Said again by Mahatma Gandhi, who then said, we don't practice that.
Mahatma Gandhi, famous Christian.
So,
That's crazy.
in fact, the only thing that Jesus said was, he said, love your neighbor as yourself, love your enemies, do not judge, so you may not be judged. You know all those things. He calls people to love without qualifiers. And
Unless you are gender fluid.
Right.
In which case, judge
Which
it
the Bible
whatever.
doesn't say anything about that either.
You know what? I took a big swing there. I said, I'll bet. I said, how bad that this isn't there? And I asked him what verse he was, and it wasn't. Yeah.
I also would like to add, because he's probably still here, Jesus said that the Old Testament still applies.
Well,
Jesus said in Matthew, he said that I've come to uphold the law. What did he say? I don't remember.
that's one of my least favorite things that they do, Marissa, is you're like, what about the easy ones, like mixed fabrics? You're like, you get stoned if you wear a cotton poly blend. And they're like, that's Old Testament. And they're like, well, you use the Old Testament to justify gay marriage shit, right? Am I wrong? And then they go, well, and so that's fundamentally the whole point, is that you just pick and choose whatever you want, and nothing, it's whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter, and everything.
Exactly. Most of it comes from apologetics and like church father interpretations. None of it actually comes out of the Bible. Like even the whole like homosexuality thing is highly
Of continuing to do this is, yeah, I don't know. So all of that said,
if I may,
go for it.
I spend a lot of time in my downtime researching how the fuck we reach critical mass, and it's really hard. You know, everyone's like, why don't we do a French Revolution? It's like, well, because France was the size of Texas, for starters.
Right.
That's hard. So let's start there. You know, we have like 38 Texases here.
We are also, yes, that's true. But we also have the communication mechanism that we have here is like orders of magnitude more than, but also crucially, like, this is the fucked up thing that I keep running into, is that like there is a certain level of comfort that people will need to lose before they engage in something that will make them uncomfortable.
100%.
And they are going to push us right up against that line of like bread and circuses, and slowly remove more and more bread and circuses until we're just tolerating it. And I don't think that we're anywhere close to this. And I think that they are doing a really good job of doing it. It's like it is at the same time a sprint and also a slow drip of their fascism. Like, it's not enough to convince the conservatives, who elected this guy for the price of fucking eggs, who have yet to deliver on any sort of cost cutting ease for our day-to-day life. And then like, it's not enough for them to feel like they have been betrayed by this, and it's not enough for people to be out in the streets every day. It's just enough, which is the brilliance of their treachery, is that they're doing a really fucking good job at this. And
they're keeping
I'm
us
surprised.
sick and scared and hungry and so
But just enough.
But just enough. But you know, it's all scalable, right? Like, some communities are suffering more than others, and that's not, obviously that can't be overstated enough. Like, right? Sure. Some of us are like, I'm ready to go right now. And then others of us are like, I'm not uncomfortable enough yet. Like, I don't know that we're all going to be uncomfortable at the same time until it gets so dismal that we're starving, you know, or we can't, whatever. We already can't afford healthcare. We're already GoFunding each other for healthcare costs.
Right.
But like, I don't know, man. I just got back from 2 weeks in Italy, where I am fortunate enough to be a dual citizen. And this was my first time enjoying my dual citizenship since I was made a dual citizen in 2004. I applied the night of the 2016 election. So that's some insight into the brilliance that I didn't even know I had.
Smart.
But like, I know, right? I just want to fucking take everyone with me. Like, I have survivor skill about it.
Yeah.
But like, man, it's so obvious that like we are all living to work. We're all living to work. And it's funny, like, somebody there was talking about their healthcare and, you know, the food, like, everybody talks about the food, right? Like, every gas station I went to in Italy had beautiful sandwiches that were handmade, and the bread was handmade, and pastrami was freshly butchered, and everything I ate was freshly caught or picked or baked. And
they have rules what kind of poison they can put in that food.
Well, it's not just that. Somebody said to me, and it's such a simple concept, like, when you have socialized medicine, it's in everyone's best interest to keep everyone healthy. And when you have privatized for-profit medicine, it's in their best interest to keep everyone sick.
Yeah.
And it's like, what a simple concept, but I didn't even fucking think about it that way until I thought about it that way. And I don't know, like, I came back with this new sense of like purpose, and just like, what do we have to do to everybody get on the same page? You know, like, those of us who aren't starving, and I get that a general strike is so lofty in that we need mutual aid. We need a fund to fund people who are out of work for however long it takes. It's complicated. It's not easy.
I don't know that it is that lofty. I think that we really just need the people who have I have a huge reach. I have 3 million people, right?
That's why I bug you all the time.
It's ridiculous, right? In the grand scheme of things, I have no reach. First of all, I go on a personal woe is me thing. Not a lot of people are seeing my videos these days.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is Stephen Colbert needs to be involved. We're talking about SNL needs to make a thing. We're talking about Hassan Piker needs to be on board with one organization.
How do we organize? How do we organize if not for things like the General Strike US, right?
There are people. I understand, but I'm just trying. In terms of perspective, there are a lot of me out there who can push for this, and I in turn can push other people my side to do this, and there is a groundswell that happens that there's going to be momentum, and there's going to be, and I can put myself behind organizations like 3.5% who are monumentally locked in to people who can get things done. Yeah. Those are the people that are organizing that I know personally, who know a lot more people than I do, which is why right. And so that's the inside baseball of that organization, that's one that I kind of think could get it done. Other than that,
do you feel
I'm at their beck and call.
What is stopping you? Yeah.
I would in calling for a general strike.
Yeah, what is stopping you from? I don't know. I'm not trying to
I get
fuck
it
with you, but you have a platform that I have 30. I don't even know what the 34 by my name means, but it means I don't have a lot of fucking pull.
How many gifts you got this?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of fucking followers, but I have big ideas and I'm diligent about them, right? So not to put you on the spot, but what are big creators like you, or I don't know, you're not an Aaron Parnas, but people that have political influence in this arena, right? Where we're really talking to each other. What is stopping you from every day being sign your strike card? That's the next steps, right? We need to reach critical mass, and I logged on with you the day of the big march where we reached critical mass. We reached what was it? 11. No,
sure.
It was a bunch of fucking people.
It was 13 million.
13 million. Yeah, I was going to say 11, but 13 million people. That's critical mass. That's 3.5%. That's what it needs. That's what we need for general strike. I don't know. I don't pretend to know what I would do if I had your reach, but we're fucking drowning here, man.
Yeah.
And people want to know what to do.
Sure.
I love you.
I know. And I'll say this. I understand why, the way that you want me to do something, I want them to do something.
Yeah.
It's a similar sort of and I understand that me kicking the rock off the ledge, it's a slightly bigger rock than you kicking the rock off the ledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand feeling the want or desire that it should be me. And for all intents and purposes, it can be. Me being involved in this organization is a slow burn of organization with this.
Yeah.
There's another No Kings protest. This is how this happens. Is so that when we hit critical mass again, this is the conversation that we need to be having to remind people that this is all that it's going to take to change this. We have a month-ish till that. The conversation, I have news for you, is going to heat up about this until then.
Yeah. I feel it, man.
Okay.
I will just say, my last like soapbox here. I signed up for General Strike US. It diverted me to my local Discord chat where I am able to organize on a really, really local level. So, like, you know, I'm going to go ahead and pitch generalstrikeus.com.
Great.
It's not perfect. It's what we fucking have. And they are organized in the sense that people are like, well, we can't general strike because who's going to pay for this? And we need, you know, the United Auto Workers, and we need unions. Like, I'm part of the union. You know, I work for a huge fucking university in this country, and I joined the union. Like, it does direct you. The General Strike US, once you sign your strike card, it does direct you to your local chapter, which has many, many, many action items that you can do on the ground for your local community, which is all part of that, like, bridge building, right? To get to, like, we can't strike yet because we're not at critical mass, but here's what we can do within our local communities. It is really well organized. So, you know, I don't expect you, Good Trouble, to carry more than you can. I just think you're a real ass fucking dude. And, you know, you've put me up here twice to bitch at you about this, and I love you for that. But, you know, like, everyone's like, what do? We have to do something. And it's like, well, maybe we start here. Maybe we start with one place, be it the 3.5% movement or the General Strike US movement, that gets us to a more local level where we're actually getting our hands dirty.
Let me say this. I don't care whose horse makes it across the finish line.
Yeah.
I want that. I want the goal is to strike. The goal is sustained civil disobedience.
Yeah.
And I'm fine reaching out to them. I'm curious. I think the general strike is involved with no kings, but I think so is 3.5%.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is why,
exactly. Yeah. They're all part of the same collective.
Right. So maybe I'll reach out to the people that. Please do.
Right. Like, it can't hurt. And, you know, I just came back and I was like, how do we do a French Revolution? Okay, France is the size of Texas. Italy is the size of fucking Arizona. It put a lot of things in perspective for me. Like, it's so easy for us to be like, well, the French got it right. Well, a lot of things were fucking different then. But I think the biggest hurdle we have right now is how do we organize 50 states, so many fucking people, get on the same page. And it is creators like you who have such a reach, and so people have so much respect for you, and they really listen to you. You know, it's like, I hate to quote fucking Spider-Man, but like, great power, great responsibility, all that bullshit.
I feel that. I hope that you know that I feel that. I hope that you, that's on my shoulders a lot, and I do understand that. And it's not a responsibility I take lightly or eschew. And I think that I know that, like, perception is reality, and I find myself saying that fucking a lot these days. And so, like, I understand that, like, feeling like I'm not as engaged as you want me to is like, there's nothing other than what you see to sort of give you that impression. So, like, I get that. I do.
But you are engaged. You are.
I am. I know.
You are so fucking engaged. Just for all the shit talking we do, let's meet that with, like, at least half of productivity, like, action items. Because I do think, like, in the temperature that I've taken in all the forums that I'm bitching about this to and with, people are like, tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I'm screaming into the fucking void, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just think people like you know, give us some action items, and who knows what's going to happen, but it's better than fucking just bitching out MAGA on.
I'll say this,
you know,
I'm not the guy that is going to give us marching orders. I know that, like, the perception is that I'm that guy. I
call you into battle any day.
Yeah,
man.
fine. Yeah, I'm more of a general or a lieutenant. I think that there are much smarter, much more keyed in people, but I'm perfectly willing and capable to get the people going. And so, I can be the intermediary. And I think that, like, you know, there's a little bit of imposter syndrome there too. But I think but there are people. Yeah, there's much bigger players involved in this. And I think that, like, That doesn't mean that my involvement is it doesn't mean that I'm not involved and not wanting to and not wanting to do this. So
Listen, you are
It's
our
heard.
Stephen Colbert. You are our Stephen Colbert. So it's got to start somewhere.
I think Stephen Colbert is our Stephen Colbert, but I also I do appreciate this lofty praise.
Absolutely, man. Thanks
I'm
for
gonna write.
listening.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Appreciate
Yeah,
you,
love
Allie.
you always.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
I am.
Are you leaving?
No.
Me too.
Unless you want me to.
No, go on.
You're very self-aware, and I think that's really great. And
Yeah.
I, at least for as long as I've consumed your content, you've always been the same. And I do think there's a lot of value in what you do.
Thanks.
Like, I understand where people are coming from, but
I do too.
it's kind of a lot to expect. I think
Yeah.
for you to sort of take on this leadership role of all these people to get together and
It's not. I don't know that. I don't want to put words in Allie's mouth, but I think that like there is. I understand that this sort of like desperation is not the right word, but what's slightly lower than desperation? Desire for someone to take up the fucking reins, and like I'm on board, dude. And I'm not saying that it's not gonna like be me, but I also think that like me kicking down the door to an empty warehouse might be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I think that people with a guided vision for people who are much more keyed in to local programming and local politics and local organization and who are tied into national organizing and national organization. There are people that have been doing this on boots on the ground for decades. Not that that's bad or good, but there are people that are like that have like infrastructure for this, and that can stand something up and know how to do this. And like I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I do. That said, those people I can lift up in a meaningful way. That's fucking
Absolutely.
dope. That's my position here. And that's because like, especially because I don't want to step on the toes of the people trying to do this. But so like, maybe it's me reaching out to General Strike US or back out to 3.5 and be like, hey man, what's the fucking plan here? Let me make content about this. So like, I think that the impetus for me to get involved is completely valid and heard, and maybe just not in the way that is initially envisioned. But there is a moment for me to like get off the couch, and so it's fucking heard, Allie. I hear you.
yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe not. I stayed quiet because I am a Swiftie, but but also
I get that.
look,
Well,
I like her music,
she sure
and
is.
I know she reached like net worth billionaire status, but Taylor Swift is not a billionaire. And like I get it, okay? I don't really want to like get into this. I think it would be really not well received here, but
here's my thing. This is an unpopular opinion. Okay. Like I think that there's a clip of Taylor Swift on a couch somewhere explaining to like, I think her mom and dad or mom and manager that I'm going to fucking say something. And she's in tears and she's like, I'm not going to be on the fucking sidelines for this. I'm going to say something. You can't do shit. And that keeps like ringing in my ears when people try and like go after her or fucking whatever, and like we keep doing this where like we have the opportunity to make Taylor Swift like, even though she's a billionaire, we have or had the opportunity to make her like the fucking the feminist icon, and instead we kind of like villainize her for her success and And like, granted, and then like, you know, problematic shit like not calling out your boyfriend for like, or now husband to be, for like his proximity and kowtowing to a fucking dictator. Like, that's tough, right? But also we could just like take a step back and realize like we need to win this sort of like, she's a big part, like could be a big part of this, and we like fall all over ourselves to fucking shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit. Not that I don't understand the anger. Not that I don't understand the anger. I do fucking get that. But I don't want her to flip. I don't want her to be like, well, fuck these people. I'm rich.
The other thing to consider is like these people don't live on the same like planet that we do. And
True.
I honestly, people say a lot of things and I don't know a lot about her personal life. I don't follow it that deeply. I just really enjoy her music. And I like that she donates a lot of money, like a lot of money. She was the first one to donate millions of dollars to California during the fires, and like every city she toured in, she donated to their food centers, you know? And so like, I appreciate those aspects. I don't know every MAGA adjacent person that exists, especially famous. I don't dig too deep, and maybe I should. But I think sometimes like, I don't know how to navigate this, but there was other stuff that I wanted to talk about that I do know how to navigate.
Maybe she can strike with us.
I doubt she even knows it exists. Again, she lives on a different planet. It's not the same Earth.
I'm just going to add her from now on. Every post. I'm just going to
tag her.
Billie Eilish retweeted me one time, so I'm basically right there.
She did. And then the video got taken down, huh?
But put back up.
Yeah. Oh, it got put back up?
One retweet from Billie Eilish went from like 2 million to 10 million. Can you imagine just like hitting retweet and having 100 million people see your shit? It's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. But to Allie's point, yeah, I'm going to write it down. Reach out to these fucking people and be like, hey, man, what's our goddamn plan? I'm gonna do it. Right,
there are some people upset with what I said, and I get it, and that's totally fine, you guys. I'm not gonna be right on everything
on the internet.
I say. I'm sorry.
People are upset with what you said on the internet.
I'm not an influencer, okay? This is not something that I.
Hang on a second. Well, let's get ready to talk about this for the next 10 years of your life.
It's okay. There was stuff I do know how to navigate that I did want to bring up, because this is something that I hear all the time. And like, okay, one, I understand that this healthcare system here in America is really hard to navigate, to say very politely. And access is very much dependent on your position within society. But I do think it's completely unfair for people to say that the goal of our doctors and our healthcare is to keep people sick or to make people sick. Insurance is awful to deal with, and they're mostly concerned with profits and how much money they can make. But your doctors, you know, the EMS system, the hospitals, their goal is not to make you sick. But like, when you get any kind of medical education from EMT up to surgeon, like the one thing that's taught is like, how do we help people with the information that we have now, and how do we improve on what we do now? What are we going to add to the field of medicine? The biggest thing that contributes to like chronic disease and sickness in this country is socioeconomic status, and that like people can't access the things that they need to access to be healthier. And like, that's why you see in countries like Europe, where they have socialized healthcare, that they do have an overall healthier population. One of those main things is a socialized healthcare system. But also they have things like walkable cities, truly walkable cities, where they can access fresh ingredients for their meals more often. And like, we don't have those here. And we even have food deserts here, where grocery stores do not exist. And those are big issues that contribute to like people's health and not getting vaccinated.
Did you hear about Jessica
Yes,
Craven
I
just
did.
did this thing. I want to just play this again so that I have the fucking the facts right, because my brain is now Swiss cheese and I'm dying. Jessica Craven, whom if you are not following, you must.
Just before the
Oh, I do
massive
follow
story
her.
broke just before the holiday weekend, but hardly anyone is talking about it, and that really needs to change. So, as I'm sure you know, Trump has promised over and over again to never touch Medicare.
I'll save Social Security. I'll save Medicare.
Well, guess what? He lied. Because on Friday night, he and Dr. Oz, who's the administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, confirmed that they are going to fundamentally change Medicare, and not in a good way. They are launching a pilot program that will require senior citizens to get prior authorization for some healthcare services. And here's the kicker: artificial intelligence will decide whether their procedure is approved or not. What could go wrong? To quote this Truth Out article, prior authorizations already exist in the privatized Medicare Advantage system and with standard private insurance, and we know they cause delays and denials of critical medical coverage. They're a nightmare. Now, in case you didn't know, traditional Medicare rarely asks for prior approval. That's why it works so easily and well. That's why we love it. But Trump doesn't want us to have nice things. Oh, wait, and I haven't told you the worst part yet. These AI companies will be paid based on the value of the procedures they reject. Meaning AI companies will profit from denying needed care to seniors. So literally, the more claims they deny, the richer they get. It's like a cash incentive to deny your claim. These companies donated massively to help Trump get elected. Now they're getting paid back at our expense. It's disgusting. And the outcome.
That's Jessica Craven. On Instagram, Jessica Craven 101. I think on TikTok could be similar. Jessica Craven. A million times Jessica Craven. So the scary part about that is, like, our buddy, wherever he is, Luigi, the dude that he murked famously implemented an AI algorithm to try and replace some of the humans taking in insurance claims, and they found after months that it was denying 97% of applications. Allegedly, denying 97. So everyone was getting denied, and it was just working as it was. So they are posturing that they're going to do the same thing to Medicare. My mother, who has Parkinson's, right, on fucking Medicare. So just so that we're clear, this is so fucking dystopian and scary and super bad, and like just another little fucking fire for us to put out in amongst the talks of this shit.
Yeah, yeah, insurance is the problem, honestly.
The hatchet job that these people have done to the opposing side's brain about, like, socializing medicine, and like all that they need to hear is the word socialism, and like, you, for the people that come on here, like, you're not entitled to people's labor, and also it's going to be bad, and also but if we do it, it's going to be like different, no other country does this, and we're like, it's not free. It's subsidized by the taxes we're already paying. That's the whole point. And then everybody has it. And they figured out a way for people to argue against getting themselves checks, notes, free fucking healthcare. They have figured out a way to make people argue against that. And it is one of the dumbest things that I'll never fucking understand. My dying day, unless you are a healthcare CEO, there is no fucking earthly reason why you, an American citizen, should be advocating for fucking against this. It doesn't make any earthly sense to me. That's all.
Yeah, and I always love to reference. So, like, there's many talking points usually you'll hear when someone argues against a socialized healthcare. One of them is the wait times. You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait,
Amanda.
even if.
Sorry. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, I wait now.
You already wait.
Yeah.
You already wait.
Amanda, sorry. Sorry, Marissa, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You were saying?
Me or her?
Yeah, you, Amanda.
Oh, me.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
No. I thought Amanda said me.
Do you want
Amanda?
me to drop?
No.
Oh.
Amanda, hug and kiss. You were saying Amanda
She's typing
said
in the comments. She's typing in the comments. Anyway, all right. So one of them is you're gonna have to wait. Everybody waits. There's a huge shortage in healthcare workers. So no matter what, you're waiting. But you also have to wait while paying $400 to $4,400 a month for an insurance premium, plus your deductible on top of that. So you're already losing there. Amanda made a point that she's not going to pay 50% of her wages in taxes for healthcare. If you're working class American, you pay anywhere from 25 to 35% of your wages in taxes. Why not make that go to healthcare? Because again, you're already paying insurance premiums every month, but you're still having out-of-pocket payments. Another one I hear is that it will stifle the United States medical innovation.
You know what else stifles? You know what else stifles? American is cutting grant money to future doctors.
Letting
and
a brainworm decide where we go with our public health.
Making it harder for doctors to apply to medical school and saddling them with debt and disincentivizing people to go into medicine. That's also a fun new way that you can get doctors to stay in their own countries. 100 million%, you dumb dick idiots. No. So stupid, dude.
And we already have an example, and people are going to disagree, but we already have an example of socialized healthcare in this country that does work, despite being consistently cut and underfunded and having high turnover and just constant barriers. It does work. I see it work. I experience it, but yeah. Socialized healthcare would statistically, by every measurable amount, save the United States over $500 billion a year. We already spend, it's our highest expenditure at what last year was 4.7 trillion. Plus an additional 60,000 lives would be saved every year.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing is that if people also, I can't remember what the stat was, but if people were to get access to preventative healthcare, it would cost collectively orders of magnitude less than what we're spending on. People don't go get their healthcare, their health concerns taken care of, so they wait till the last minute and then they're hospitalized for
right. Actually, statistically, with socialized healthcare, they found that there would be 56% increase in people that would seek preventative healthcare, knowing that they had access to get that healthcare.
Yeah.
And by getting preventative healthcare, you catch chronic diseases earlier, and then you don't become a strain. On the contrary, right, when you take away access to healthcare, like cutting Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, you find that people will stay away from healthcare for as long as possible and or will use the ER as their primary care because ER can't turn anybody away. Right. So that 6-hour wait time that you have at the ER is now going to be 8 to 10 to 12 to 16 hours that you're waiting to see somebody because there are so many people that don't have access otherwise.
We're fucked, dude. It's
and
fine.
Yeah, everyone's saying it. The politicians get socialized healthcare for life. They get care at the VA.
I have a personal doctor, though, so that's good.
Who's your doctor?
Marissa. Her name is Marissa.
Not a doctor.
I just call in. I'm like, hey, man, I got this thing on my toe. Can you take a look? And I just send unsolicited feet pics.
Yeah, basically.
That's oh, God, dude. All right. Well, this is what a bum hellscape thing to end on. But that thing she did today was if I could write a script about the most dystopian addition to this already nightmare administration. It is asking seniors to ask a computer to please don't let them die, and then let the AI figure out whether or not my mom is going to continue to receive dopamine.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, people are like, "Are you going to stay?" I'm like, "Yeah, maybe." I don't know, dude. I think that's
yeah. And it's I don't think people truly like understand sort of the real impact that these cuts have and how they're going to have. Like, Medicare in this country sets the pace, I guess, or sets the positions for residency here. They choose the budget and they choose how many positions are open for resident doctors. They haven't updated that number since 1996, by the way. So we're going to continue to have a shortage of doctors because residency positions, there aren't enough. And they haven't reassessed, and it's unlikely with huge cuts that there is going to be any reassessment or additional residency positions.
We haven't even talked about women-specific healthcare and the cuts in the sort of medical deserts that are forming because doctors are leaving red states because they are out of fear of losing their practice for giving women healthcare. Like,
Mississippi is a great example of that. They have the highest infant mortality rate in the country because there aren't any OBGYNs, and to find one is impossible. And so they also have the highest rate of children's deaths too.
But they love children, Marissa. This is for the kids. They're doing this.
Well,
it just makes me that stat makes me fucking insane.
And when you consider the fact that like black women are being exceptionally marginalized by this type of healthcare desert,
it makes my eyes vibrate how mad that makes me.
Yeah, I ended up leaving one state to another because I couldn't find any OBGYNs around me. They all left right after Roe.
I can't, dudes, fellas, boys, okay? Just think about this for a second. This is a woman was in here earlier being like, what, Butterby, I don't know if you've ever, she gets after it with a box of wine every once in a while. And she's been up here and she's a delight. And she was like, women haven't lost rights. And I'm sitting here going like, we've had this conversation like 90 fucking times. It makes me nauseous, but like, sorry, that was a long walk. I could not imagine being in a position where like I'm living my life in a state and like I can't find a doctor to treat me specifically as a man, so I have to leave this state. That is such a fucking foreign like just an absolutely out of a Twilight Zone situation that no man has experienced. I can say that confidently in this country. And yet, how many women do you think have gone through something similar to you that, and no shade towards you at all, don't have the resources or wherewithal to move? It is the most dystopian, inhuman shit that they are falling all over themselves to okay or endorse. And I'm losing my mind. Every day I'm losing my mind.
The thing about that individual specifically, by the way, so we know that she lives in Idaho, which is one of those really,
I keep
really
forgetting the lore about her. Holy
However,
shit.
She personally hasn't been affected because she's a government employee.
God, I keep
So
forgetting.
she's very disconnected in that way because it doesn't affect her personally, because she has socialism in a capitalist country where most people don't.
Nuts. So insane. I keep forgetting.
I remember that every time she comes up here and starts flapping her jaw.
That was the woman that did like a bunch of racist things against Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Who also are disenfranchised by their healthcare system. The Indian Health Service is also struggling under the weight of a very unsupportive government.
Yeah, general strike, dude. General strike. No, it's fine. I think it's time. I think it's time to just be like, yeah, you know what? Put the brakes on. Or something more sinister.
Yeah. And I recognize my own privilege.
I didn't.
In
but,
having, socialism.
I only say that, obviously. I only say that in order to point out that, like, there are people that would want to. First of all, that it's a necessity to do that. In itself, dumb. In itself, that you are forced with a decision that you have to move the state that you're living in, a home, a community, your family, a job, to find healthcare, and then add on to that people that are put in that position that need to do that can't. And that's a reality in the richest, most powerful, greatest country on earth. He's making America so great that scenario is one that women face in 2025. And I cannot, I don't have the vocabulary to express how fucking vile that is.
Yeah. It's really hard to, like, when you are an empathetic person, it's really, really hard to even, like, reconcile how somebody can just not be that way. Yep. I can't get it. Like, I can't get with it when people want to argue against healthcare access. Anything but it's a human right just does not make sense to me.
No.
Same with food and shelter. Like, you know?
It's not that hard. And which, again, yeah. The frustrating thing about that is people sit here and talk about, like, the fact that we can't afford, we don't have the resources to do this for everybody. And, like, not only do we have the resources to do that, we have more than enough. We have so much more. Not only do we have more than enough, we could tax everyone less and still have enough. Yeah. That's how much money we take in a year. And it makes my right behind my eye hurt.
There are countries that are still developing, that are still working it out and still trying to figure out how they're going to run their governments and their societies who have universal health care, because they understand that that's a really important aspect of building their nation and building, their people, is that you got to give people health care. People need to, be taken care of. And I don't know why we can't figure it out here.
No.
I don't. I mean, we do know why we can't figure it out here, but,
Yeah. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I need to go to bed
Sorry.
too. I'm not going to say bye because I don't know.
See you in 2 months or tomorrow.
Yeah, or never again,
great.
maybe.
Maybe never again.
Okay, bye.
See you. Bye. All right. I know you guys have been waiting. I'm so sorry. Fucking, the light is draining from my eyes. I do get it. There's 19 of you in here. It sucks. Okay, I'll just let Liam up real quick, and then Liam's been in here. Good trouble. You usually give me hope, but not tonight. Yeah, it's hit or miss these days. I feel like it's hit or miss these days. It's like one or the other. Sorry. I'm going to bed. I'm sorry. I'm tapping out. We'll be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your support. Thanks for whatever the fuck we're doing. Stay tuned. One of the... I don't think that I can fire up the neurons to have this, to say what I want to say eloquently, but I'm going to try. The discourse around these protests that are coming up, especially the one in October, and this sort of, like, groundswell of support that we need to sort of like do action that we can meaningfully engage in non-violently, that people that everyone can engage in, not taking to the streets, etc. The discourse you'll see from people who are accusing me of taking dark money, you'll also see dissuading people from getting out in the streets and protesting. And I find that particularly nauseating in this moment. And I would just like for you to clock who is saying that. And while they say that, what they are offering in response. What that looks like, what is the alternative for them to engage in. And I would just like you to like engage with that a little bit. I've seen a couple of people make this like, you're gonna go march, who gives a shit? And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What are that? Like, I hate that, but like, get on board, dude. That particular thing is just like cracking me right now. I saw one right before I came on here. I wanted to talk about it, but I forgot. And it's a mutual of mine, a smart kid, and he's just sitting there. He stitched somebody. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna protest? You'll get him this time." And I'm like, then and I looked, and I was like, "Then what are you proposing?" And I looked at anything, any act that, like, any engagement, any sort of like, whatever, nothing. And it's like, on the heels of this thing that we've been talking about all week, is driving me fucking crazy. So, getting out and showing solidarity with the communities that are being affected, and loudly putting your fucking body off the couch is valuable. There is value in voicing your disdain, regardless of whether or not it meets your fucking revolutionary standards. It is fucking valuable. You dick. Shut the fuck up. How dare you tell us not to do this? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up forever. What the fuck are you doing? So that's kind of how I feel about that. Anyway, maybe I'll make a video about it. Actually, I'm fine with burning bridges at this point. I'm fine. Get off the fucking couch or shut the fuck up. How about that? Right? Great. Okay. We're on the same page. Okay, cool. Love you. Sorry, Oslo. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, Terry. I'm going to sleep. Love you lots. See you tomorrow. Probably. I'm making I wanted to say, there's going to be an advertisement tomorrow at some point. Maybe tomorrow, Friday. I'm not getting that dark money, so I need to keep the lights on. So, it's coming. But those ones you like. Those ones you tend to enjoy, so hopefully. Vibes. It's vibes. There's going to be 4 more of these after this one, too. Appreciate you. Love you. Mean it. Good night.